Hi Pisces, welcome to your 2023 year ahead reading. I have pulled two cards for each month of the year using two different decks. This helps me to see if there's any repeating cards, so that helps me link up the months and different themes that are coming up. But the first card that came through is the King of Pentacles for January 2023. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was the first card out or near the beginning of the reading of your 2022 year ahead forecast. So aside from that, the December card is the Queen of Pentacles. So I want to just look at these together first of all, because it really caught my eye seeing the manifestation of such a strong, enduring and important partnership that comes to the forefront of your year. So this is all about resources, thriving nature, something that is really strong, structured, compatible, and in alignment. It can be a business partnership, a relationship of the romantic sort or platonic, but some important partnership is really something that kind of will be pointed out to you this year. As well as that, over the course of a few months, typically starting in February and really lasting to around October, there's a certain mission that you're on and a purpose of yours that is kind of really coming into focus then. But let's just start with January and see how we're going. We're starting the year feeling very embodied, very well resourced. Our physical health is at a high point, which is excellent to see. Our resources are being really well managed. Again, you're realizing that you are the infinite resource yourself, Pisces, but as well as that, you may actually have some sort of a savings or investments that are paying off, or you're just having sort of multiple streams of income. And resources don't just have to be money in the bank or finances. This could be a skill set that's being really honed and perfected, and actually the Kings are about mastery. So you could have all the resources you need in terms of you being the resource yourself, or people, allies, clients, contacts, staff, premises, locations, whatever it is you need, you have it in in spades, right? So you have so much of what you need. The Page of Pentacles too. For some of you, you'll be embarking on a new field of research, study, or education as well. The Page of Pentacles talks about the beginning stages of something that you have some interest in and you wanted to do this for a long time, and now you perhaps are in the position to pay for this, and now you're in the position to kind of put down the deposit or sort of like pay for something basically. So that's what that's telling me, that in January you've got what you need to pay for something that you've wanted to do for a while, that you've had interest in doing, and now you start to begin to take the first steps towards this goal. And it's not hard work at all for you, because this is really exciting and you want this badly. So in February is when the beginning stages of your 2023 mission really come into focus. As you can see, this person here has the world in their hand. The world is their oyster, and you're figuring out what you would need to do to achieve a certain goal. Do you have to stay in this location, or do you move elsewhere? Do you kind of go with this team, or do you stick to doing something on your own? You have a lot of deliberation to do, and this is the first planning and initial sort of conceptualization of the mission statement of this year. So it's really exciting for you, and it's just kind of the world is your oyster, and you're kind of looking out at what's possible, feeling really optimistic and really inspired. The Sun card, our first major arcana coming through in February. The soul growth comes around blessings, freedom, liberation, authenticity. So what you're doing feels like it's completely you. It's capturing the essence of you, and that's kind of what your driving force is for the whole year. You want to create something that's a little bit of a piece of you, or really truly captures your unique essence and vibrancy. The Sun card tells me to bring in some color to that, bring in some warmth, and like make sure it's really you, make sure it's all a piece of you. This is less about a brand and more about a purpose, because with a brand it's more like something that can be sold or something that can be more short term. This is about like your God-given purpose, and you really feel that very strongly. Also just blessings in terms of trips, in terms of discovery, adventure, in terms of alliances are all still coming through in February. So this is the beginning stages of like important partnerships being formed, and partnerships and networking, people that you're with in 2023 seems to be like a larger theme of the year. Now in March, you're still going towards this mission, but you're starting to run into your first set of challenges, I think. The Five of Wands. So we've jumped from February to March, the Two of Wands to the Five of Wands. Have you bitten off more than you can chew at this point, Pisces? This is where you're kind of getting tested for the first time on your journey with this. Supported by the Ten of Wands in reverse. Well, it doesn't look too supportive to me, actually. It looks overwhelming, it's burdensome, and it is, again, you've taken on too much and now you can't handle it. So it's like, if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen in March, Pisces, because things are messy, things are a little dicey, the people around you are kind of like, they're aggravating, so you're getting a little bit of a spicy energy coming through in March, and there could be conflict, there could be arguments, there could be some strife, and it all comes down to poor time management on somebody's part. Could be you, Pisces, and like, you know, there is a fire under your ass to get stuff done, but you end up taking on far too much. You're running the risk of facing burnout. But look at it this way, Pisces, this is just the first test you're running into on this mission, because at the start and when you conceptualized it and kind of really made the decision in February that you're going to pursue this and you're going to actually go for it, all it was like affirmation and support from the universe and blessings coming through. So you maybe thought that this was going to be more plain sailing than it ended up being, and it does look like, you know, you keep persevering and you do get the results in the end. But in March, you're just tested on this for the first time. So try and delegate, try and manage your time better. External noise, drama, pettiness, tune that out. It's just not productive for you. This external noise could be coming in the form of competitors, haters. It also could be just coming through like with what you're consuming, media, and like opinions and people's unwanted opinions. Like, none of this is welcome. It's very frustrating energy in March, which is a bummer. It's Pisces season, but also Pisces season can be quite an intense time of I guess sort of just like purging out all the karmic debris before we move into the new zodiacal year, with April being a huge focus on partnerships, what ones are working, what ones are not working. For some of you, a new partnership is coming into the forefront, and it seems to be a little bit more of a romantic nature for me right now. There's this kind of mutual understanding between you and a certain person in your world in April. It's just this like eye gazing, like no words need to be spoken. There is a very harmonious flow and like deep connection between you and another person in April. And the feeling is mutual all around. On the other hand, there is an important relationship that is not working anymore. And it's not to say that this is never going to work. It's just that there is some serious focus that needs to go towards this relationship. If it means something to you, well, I mean, you're going to really have to smooth out some of the creases here, or even like have a serious conversation and address whatever it is that is no longer working. For some of you, April is going to bring up a really important decision to make around an important partnership in your life. And the more strongly certain relationships are working, and like the more obvious it is that you're in alignment and in harmony with another person or many other people, I guess it just is really doubling down on those who you are crossing wires with, and just the balance is really off there. We have the scales in the Justice card, Libra energy with this card. You could be dealing with a Libra, but Libra is the sign of partnerships also. So the balance is very much off in one of those partnerships. And I think the balance is off in terms of what you're trying to accomplish in March also. I mean, this Ten of Wands has taken on far too much, but this could be an exploitive nature. Like, someone's taking advantage of you in March. Somebody is expecting far too much of you. Even the expectations, it's like, why do you have expectations of me? Like, sure, you can have certain standards, but no, the expectation is exhausting for you. That could be in relation to one of your one-to-one dynamics in your life. April is also the beginning of the eclipse season in 2023. We have eclipses in April and May, and then again in October. So this is at a time where decisions may have to be made around your relationships in April and in May. In May, the Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. This is a really flourishing, creative energy where you're really deciding on what way you're going to take something in terms of what you're birthing and putting out into the world. So you're torn between options. You have options. There's so many ways you could go about this. There's many ways you could take this, and you just have to weigh things up. And I guess people are your main consideration. What will people think? Or is there people from the past that you need to support at this time? The Six of Cups is a really harmonious energy, and so is the Two of Pentacles. It's like after maybe April being a little more of an intense month for you, it seems like you find the balance that you've been craving and trying to find balance in all the change again in the month of May. So things do settle down. There are important choices to make in May. Some of them will be about finances, some of them will be around somebody from the past. For birthing, creation, this is a really high month, I think, in May, where you are just in that frequency of birthing. This could, of course, mean expanding the family, thinking about doing something like that, or it could be birthing your book, your business, an idea. All of that is just a frequency. So no matter what you're creating, it seems to be really a source of pleasure, joy. The Six of Cups is all about like happiness, connection, great memories, shared memories, sharing, caring, all of those things. And it's just really pleasant and wholesome energy. You could be dealing with children in the month of May, around children, having fun with children. You could be sparking joy in yourself and your inner child, being allowed to be a little more silly, more carefree. The Two of Pentacles has decisions and choices to make, but this person doesn't look stressed to me. It's like, oh, easy come, easy go. Whatever happens, happens. I'm just kind of trusting in the universe, and you're allowing things to flow, and that brings you a great amount of pleasure. So May just overall looks like those warm and fuzzy feelings for me, where maybe you're just around people that make you laugh, make you smile, and things are just a little more plain sailing and easy going in that month. So now your focus in June is back to this mission that begins in February. And now you've really got some focus there, and you're really getting some progress and results underway. So I feel like you'll know in February what it's like. I have to have this done. This is my goal. This is my purpose, my mission, and you're validated so much by the universe that this is the right thing for you in terms of blessings that come through. Of course, we meet our challenges in March, but by June, you're back to taking the steps and getting the results on this. I feel like April, May, you need to look after your personal affairs a little more. Some of these goals, or for some, the goal will actually be a personal goal rather than professional or health, let's say. But you just have to take you take your mind off things in April and May to focus on personal matters, relationships, and what makes you happy, and your own relationship with yourself and your inner child and your family members and things like that. So in June, we have got the Seven of Wands, this hustler energy here, and the Knight of Pentacles. If anyone knows how to get a job done, it's the Knight of Pentacles, and they understand that things sometimes have to be done in a methodical way. Things have to happen slowly and surely and steadily, and with a step-by-step approach, you will get the results you want. And this is like a Virgo energy, so it can be very perfection oriented or fine detail or fine tuning oriented. But with the Seven of Wands is progress, determination, stamina, and accomplishments. You're actually seeing results here, but it's not easy, okay? So you're still like, okay, I've got to keep hustling, but you're in an advantageous position. You're kind of better than the competitors in this arena. Or if I'm getting it's more of a professional goal, but if it's more of a personal goal, or even a goal around your health or wellness, or just kind of like some sort of a cycle you're looking to overcome. It really, again, is just reinforcing this sort of like you are on top of it, you're making a lot of headway, you're standing your ground, you're staying strong, you're determined, you have so much energy, and you're able to just roll up your sleeves and keep applying the focus. So this must mean a really great deal to you. And in June, Pisces, you may be saying like, I've no problem to keep my hustle up because this is all I've wanted and I'm finally seeing a sense of breakthrough. But you're aware that you got to keep it up. Okay, so a really beautiful surprise to begin the second half of the year with in July with the Page of Cups. It's like, oh, look at this fish. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. I love it. So this Page of Cups always talks to me about a pleasant surprise. This could be a communication. The pages are communication. You've got one in January, meaning that an important interview, an important contract, a conversation, an idea, an email is shared in January. So you're getting that kind of like data sort of communication. This is like coming from the heart. This is somebody giving you good news. This is somebody you love telling you good news, or you're just delighted to hear this. So whatever comes through in July, it seems like it's a beautiful surprise. It makes you happy. The World card is here too, so there is some sort of an accomplishment and success with the information. So this could be somebody telling you that you've been approved. This could be somebody telling you that it's a yes and you're getting what you want and this is all going to work out for you. It's validating, it's confirming, it's happy, it's joyful. It's also somebody could be telling you news like, oh, I'm pregnant, and or you, Pisces, if you're trying to get pregnant, this is a time where you're sharing this news, or you're sharing news with children, or maybe you're a teacher and you're working with children. There is a lot of children coming up in this year ahead focus as well, so it could be like inner child work also. The World card tells me that you have reached the stage of completion in some sort of an area of your life. This doesn't seem to be the goal that you're taking on in February, but for some it will be, and that's when we're wrapping up. Like June, you just have that final like push and then you complete your mission in July. For others, I see the mission extending on a little bit longer, but the World card is the successful completion of something, end of an era, leveling up, ready for the next stages, and you can tie it all up in a bow because it's come full circle for you and it feels really good. And the feeling I'm getting for you in July is relief, satisfaction, bliss, joy, happiness, connection, playfulness, and fun. So I really like that. It's like you have a beautiful balance of work and play this year. And it's great to see that because it just tells me that you don't need to be stuck in this March energy all year. And it doesn't look like you will be. July is full of warmth and fun, but you focus in June. So it's like you reward yourself well for the accomplishments you make. And when you do strive and move forward and roll up your sleeves, you know that you can take a break and you can go travel, see the world, have fun, engage with your inner child and play. And then actually, yeah, as it happens, August is a really strong month for victory too. So we have the Nine of Wands coming up in both August and in October. This would tell me that this is the final stages, close to the final stages of that mission that you undertake in February. Now 9 isn't quite at the 10, as we know, but it's basically finish line is in sight now, and most of the hard work and effort has been done and the deal is essentially secured at this point. But you still have to wait. It's a matter of timing. It's a matter of maybe you just like one more test in your belief, and do you really want this? One more ego test before the surrender and the reward comes through. So this is really like felt for you, and I think for some of you, again, this is like basically wrapped up in August with the 10 of Pentacles. 10s are completion. A 10 of Pentacles, it's like the resources. This is one of the best months for you money-wise. I also like January for you in terms of how you're resourced. And I actually think in January, you're thinking a lot about how you've gotten to this position and the work and effort that has been put in to get to a place where you don't really need to worry about your resources or your security or where you're at. But in August, you get something that's even more tangible. It could be a windfall of a resource, an inheritance. It could be a deal getting closed. It could be some sort of a sale. And the Ten of Pentacles also with the World card talks about July and August being months for graduation, ceremonial end of an era, those kind of themes where it's like, oh, you know, promotion is coming, I'm getting a promotion, but with that comes the end of an era on the role that you were in. You could be switching jobs, but it's kind of more so for your betterment. You could be selling a house, buying a house, graduating, like I said, publishing, starting a business, something that marks a chapter of successful culmination. And in August, that's really like your determination is just getting to that finish line and getting to the success story and kind of just making sure you go the extra mile to secure that for yourself. You secure it for yourself in August, and I think that's the end of the story for some of you in terms of this goal. For some of you, come September, it's kind of confusing because you are itching to get on to the next thing, but you're not quite sure what that is yet. And for some of you, you face another setback if you're still working towards the goal and it hasn't come to culmination yet. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Seven of Pentacles. So these Ace of Pentacles in reverse, I should say, is, let's talk about it in two ways. Some of you are still not completed with your mission yet, and you get this sense of disappointment in September because something doesn't go your way and something is perceived as a setback. Frustration. Why hasn't this happened yet? I'm losing my patience. I'm kind of losing my motivation, my belief, and you're really craving that feedback. But August was such a plentiful month in your harvest of the year. So relax, Pisces. You still have enough of what you need. And it's just a matter of patience. The sevens always represent progress, but they represent some sort of a challenge or obstacle to overcome. Now, you've no problem with the obstacles that are in your way in terms of your destination or your goal in June. You actually have so much motivation. Try and tap back into that again in September and say, look, I can relax. I need to learn some lessons around patience and endurance. And, you know, negative thoughts can manifest like self-fulfilling prophecies. And you know what, you've probably been learning over the last couple of years that your thoughts manifest and your actions and what you say manifest. And that's why January started. You started in a certain position in January because you put yourself there. So kind of connect to yourself again, get back to the drawing board. September could be a powerful time to just revision and reimagine things because something is out of alignment. Now, for others, July and August actually is the end of the goal that was set out to achieve. You set out to achieve it in February, you start planning it and start taking the steps. That actually for some is wrapped up in July and August and you've kind of completed that stage. Those people, I believe, in September, you're like, what am I going to do next? Like, nothing's really interesting me. I want to go for something now that I have this kind of fire in my belly. If it's not like sure, if it's not clear cut, also take the time to rest. That's fine. Any setback, it may be a blessing in disguise. Now in October, it's just all systems go. October is one of the busiest months of the year for you. Travel comes up in October again. This is travel to a kind of destination that you need to go for work or for a competition. If you're an athlete, for some reason, October is coming through as like very like, I'm seeing martial arts here. I'm seeing kind of like running. I'm seeing just really stamina and you need to sort of like move fast and move with a lot of intensity and give it your all. So October seems to be a month with high visibility on you, Pisces. Like the world is watching right now. There is pressure there, not as much pressure that happens in March is like a pressure cooker and it's actually quite uncomfortable, I believe. But in the month of October, it's like this good kind of pressure where you feel motivated, you feel driven, you're so ambitious, but it's very busy and it's enjoyable though. It's like you love what you're doing and you have a lot of sense of direction. This is, I think, where the purpose that you've been setting out to achieve, that goal, October, one way or another, whether or not you achieved that already in like July, August. For some, I'm seeing like you can really enjoy it in October. It's like you are feeling very alive, very full of fire is what I'm seeing. This is a very Sagittarian energy. You may be dealing with the Sagittarius in October, or of course just dealing with Sagittarian themes like travel, discovery, cross-cultural experience, mind broadening, philosophy, and just like really kind of like ascension in terms of like your worldview and your perspective and things like that. But I also see trips and enlightening conversations and experience. It's a month of experience would be the main thing I would say. If you're achieving the goal then, and I think a lot of you are on the home stretch in October. I think everyone in this reading is on the home stretch in October. That's one thing I'm really picking up on. But you can really enjoy it. You can see where it's going. The hard work is done. Now it's just about experiencing it and enjoying it. And you are so sure that you made the right choice all along. November and December, they are months now that are directed towards your domestic life, your family life, family relationships. I see people like grandparents here, King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles in December. I see siblings with the Three of Cups. I see mother figure with the Empress in reverse. It's possible that somebody in your family, biological family or chosen family, falls out of the good graces of others, and somebody is like, oh, we need to talk about the Empress in reverse, like what's X doing? Of course, the very opposite could be true with the Empress in reverse, where you're actually toasting and celebrating somebody important in your life. Maybe it's you, Pisces, maybe all eyes are on you and you're being celebrated for the person that you are. But overall in November, I do see kind of toasting, champagne bottles popping, enjoying yourself, birthdays, weddings, christenings, happy days, happy times, festivities, and joy and pleasure. So this is also bringing me to talk about like the dynamics in your home, your living situation, your family dynamics. You have to really figure out if you're supported there and if you're celebrated there. This could then lead some of you to consider your soul tribe and where you feel like you really belong, where you're celebrated and where you're connected. It does seem like it's pretty obvious in November who these people who love you unconditionally are and where you're celebrated and who you're supported by. That is obvious to you in November. But because the Empress is in reverse, I'm thinking that there is either somebody you're living with or somebody you're close to or connected to that actually it's a little off. The relationship is difficult at this time, and in November you feel disconnected from somebody that's really important. In December, you're dealing with a couple of people that you really look up to and admire. These are people that can help you progress. You may be being provided for by somebody else. This could be like sort of providing a space, a location. It's quite like to do with property. So this could be also the decision being made. King of Swords can be a decision being made on property or assets or a home and living situation. It could look like a move. It could look like a move home. It could look like a move in with family members, chosen or otherwise, I should say. But overall, November and December brings all your focus to where you came from, your roots. Some of you might start doing some like genealogy or looking into the family history. Some of you may actually do that as a project, and some of you are looking at grandparents in particular, or like the family dynamics that exist, I think. Siblings become important, cousins, aunts, uncles, relatives, your tribe, your community, your clan, all in the months of November and December. That's really the main thing I'm seeing there. Some of you will be making a decision on where you're going to lay down some roots and live more permanently in the month of December of 2023. Well, Pisces, thank you for sticking with me for this year ahead reading. It would be a great time to subscribe if you've made it this far. I mean, why not? Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's a great year for you, and I'll see you soon.